Hi boys and girls, Miss Lehmann here for math today. Please get out your math book so we can do today's assignment. When you get it open, please open to page 601. And I want to remind you again that if I end up going too fast before you've been able to write something down, you can always pause the video and it'll restart when you press play where you left off. So today we're going to do time again with an analog clock, but this time we're going to do time to the half hour. So here is the analog clock one more time. With the analog clock, remember when it was to the hour, the minute hand, which is the long hand, was pointing up to the 12, and the hour hand was pointing to the hour. When a clock is at the half hour, the minute hand's going to point directly down to the 6. And the hour hand, look at that. It doesn't point to either one. It points in between them. It's past 10, but it's not to 11. So we call that half past 10 because it's half past it. It's right past it. We can also say 10:30. So trace the hour hand in red. So the hour hand, you're going to get a crayon or a marker and you're going to trace that in red. And then the minute hand, you're going to trace the minute hand in blue. So you can see this clock and you can tell the time. It says half past. Now remember, when it is half past, the minute hand points at the 6 and the hour hand is in between two numbers. You can't say it's half past 11 because it hasn't even reached 11 yet, but it's past 10, so we can say it's half past 10. All right, boys and girls, let's go to the next page. The next page says, an analog clock can show time to the half hour. A half hour is 30 minutes. Now remember, each one of these is worth 5 minutes. So every time you see a big number, it's 5 minutes. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So half past is 30 minutes. An analog clock can show time to the half hour. A half hour is 30 minutes. Helpful hint. The hour hand points between the 4 and the 5. The minute hand points to the 6. That means it's 4:30 or half past 4. It is half past 4, or we can say 4:30. So you're going to want to trace the 4 and trace the 4:30. Notice when we write 4:30, it looks like a digital clock looks. You have a number, a colon, and 30, 4:30. All right, let's do these right here together. So it says, use the clock. Here's our clock. It says, tell what time is shown. Then you will write the time. First, let's look at the hour hand. It's halfway between 9 and 10. And you'll notice the minute hand is straight down at the 6. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Half past what? Is it half past 9 or half past 10? That's right, it's half past 9 because it hasn't even gotten to the 10 yet. So you would put 9 right there. Let's look here. Look at the hour hand. It's halfway between a 1 and a 2. And the minute hand is pointing down to the 6. We know when it's pointing to the 6, it is 30 minutes past the hour. Half past what hour? Is it half past 1 or half past 2? It's half past 1. You're right, because it's not even to the 2 yet. All right, let's look here. Let's look at the hour hand. It's halfway between 6 and 7. And the minute hand is pointing straight down. So it's half past what? You're right. It's half past 6 because it hasn't even reached the 7 yet. And the last one here, let's take a look. The hour hand is between the 3 and the 4. The minute hand is pointing straight down at the 6. So we know it's half past. Half past which hour? Half past 3. Excellent. Boys and girls, when you get to this side of the page that you are doing on your own, we're dealing with all half past. So we're telling time to the half hour. You will do all of these by telling time to the half hour. Remember, the clock goes in a clockwise direction. So it goes from the 12 to the 1 to the 2 to the 3 to the 4 to the 5 to the 6. So it goes all the way around like that. So if you think the hands are going like that, you can see that it's past 10 but hasn't gotten to 11 yet. So you're going to do those problems. Then when you get to the back here, there's some word problems. It says Jen's class is leaving for a field trip to the zoo at 10 o'clock. The class arrives at the zoo 30 minutes later. What time do they arrive at the zoo? Half past what? It's 10 o'clock, and then 30 minutes later, it's half past. Yes, good, half past 10. Nate will go to football practice at 4:30. Show this time on the clock. If practice lasts 1 hour, what time will it end? Write the time. And then last but not least, it says, what is one difference between the minute hand and the hour hand? So one difference between those two. All right, boys and girls, thank you for joining me for today's math lesson. If you need help with telling time, please reach out to me. Have a wonderful math day. What time is it?